one of the things they were rumored for was Russell Wilson. It seems like they're out on Justin Fields. Would you make that move if you were the Steelers? Because it seems like Kenny Pickett isn't the guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be a good debate for it. I mean, Russell Wilson is someone that in the right offense probably can still be somewhat of a reliable quarterback. But there's also the question of, what type of impact does Russell Wilson have on this locker room and this team chemistry? The Steelers are one that manages that better than anyone because of what Mike Tomlin just kind of brings into a team culture. He's kind of very loose with everyone, kind of lets everyone stay true to themselves. And a guy like Russell Wilson probably needs that more than most quarterbacks in the league. But at the same time, you've spent a first-round pick on Kenny Pickett. Do you think that he is necessarily this franchise superstar? Maybe not, but at the same time, there's an opportunity to get him in an Arthur Smith offense where the play-action game is going to be heavily utilized. And we saw, based on numbers, despite the limited opportunity that Pickett had in the play-action passing game in Matt Canada's offense, he was extremely effective when he got those chances. So maybe in a heavier usage of play-action passing, better play calling overall, because unfortunately to Matt Canada, he just did not have the chops to cut it out in the NFL. Maybe there can be a jump in Pickett's play, but if you have the opportunity at a veteran minimum, Russell Wilson, to be the competition that you're bringing in for Kenny Pickett to compete for the starting job, there's a lot of appeal to that. And it really just comes down to, is Russell Wilson willing to accept a position where he's probably going to have to compete for that quarterback position more so than just be handed it like he has in the past?
Michael, the quarterback position has been the talk of this draft. And Caleb Williams, I've been saying it for 2 years. This guy is the best quarterback in this class. He just needs to go to the right team, and he needs to be in the right position to succeed. Is Chicago the right position to succeed? And do you believe that he's the best quarterback in this class?
Yeah, I believe he's the best quarterback in this class. Now, obviously, there's going to be contenders for this because guys like Daniels and guys like May and McCarthy even are going to land in situations, and one of them is probably also going to have a lot of success as well. But for me, when you look at Caleb Williams, a lot of people want to talk about the fact that he plays this kind of hero ball style, runs around a lot, and he's not going to be very good in structure. But even when in structure for USC, he was able to make a lot of things happen in the offense. And the reason that he was able to get away with the playmaking and scrambling around and just able to kind of dance around defenses for 8-9 seconds was because of what he brings to the table. That is a pro for Caleb Williams, not something to knock him on. Obviously, he's going to have to be a little bit more disciplined, sticking to the script a little bit in the next level of play. But there's just so much arm talent, mobility, and playmaking ability that Caleb Williams brings to the table that I think he has a very high floor. I know a lot of people want to add all these narratives that he's like this terrible guy and, he paints his nails, so he's just this really weird character concern. But a lot of it's just fluff that is going to happen with any top prospect to some degree. They're going to talk about any flaw that they can because they've just seen this guy at the top for so long, but people are just born to hate apparently. But yeah, I mean, Caleb Williams has so much of just checking every box on the list that you're looking for in a quarterback that, especially in today's modern era, I think he fits in exactly as you want. And for the Chicago Bears and fit, there's questions about that, and I think they're valid. But the offensive line definitely did improve as the season went along. You kind of look at a guy like Justin Fields who was more designed runs. So that's why he got sacked so much, because he's someone that's trying to create those runs and create those plays with his legs. And sometimes that gets taken down in the backfield, and that's not being counted as a negative run. It's just being counted as a sack. And then there's times where he held onto the ball too long because he needed to process quicker. So, there's issues in that regard that I think kind of look poorly on the offensive line that maybe aren't as true, because Chicago does have a nice improving unit. They've also went and added Ryan Bates to be their starting center, I believe. So I think that's going to be nice for them. The big thing now is trying to get that secondary weapon. Are they going to move up from 9 to try to get a Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze in that offense? Are they going to maybe stick at 9 and try to add Brock Bowers with Cole Kmet in that tight end attack and kind of keep things tighter to the box? There's a lot of options that they have. Maybe they love a guy like Brian Thomas Jr. and they're willing to reach a little bit on him compared to what the consensus value is. But I think as long as they're willing to continue investing in the offense and trying to surround Caleb Williams with talent, the Chicago Bears are well on their way to being a very good system for him to find success.